We're live. We did it.
That was a statement today. Usually it's a
We're live.
question. We are live?
What's up, everybody?
I've just been sitting here waiting to build until 6:03.
All the lights are
Staring at all the
on,
Yep.
just waiting
We've been
patiently.
here since 5:58 for once.
Hopefully everything's working. Y'all can hear us.
I double checked the microphones. Hilo's under the table snoring.
How's everybody's week going so far?
Good.
How's your week going so far?
It's good. How's your week?
Pretty good.
Been making memes?
Making memes, yeah, for the Instagram. I do want to point
That's why
out,
they call you Meemaw.
Meemaw. I do want to point out we got a new laptop, mostly to take to Japan because it is a lot smaller and thinner and lighter than our other laptop, and I'm very excited about it. This is my first MacBook.
And I'm still gonna bring the big heavy duty laptop so I
This
can edit on it.
this one's mine.
This one's yours.
I need a little girl laptop. So yeah, I'm gonna be spending the next couple of days trying to get used to using a Mac. Which is funny. It's like we have iPhones, we have iPads, but we've never used Mac computers. So
Yeah,
it
I've
it
always been a
does
PC person.
it does feel kind of weird. But they're not that different anymore. Oh, what's up, recovery hacker? Thanks for joining the 603rd.
I was counting out the bags, and we have 12 left, and we have 3 weeks, including today, to get. Wait, is that true? Yeah, it is. We have 3 more weeks until we leave for Japan. So we got to do 4 bags a week, 4 bags a live stream, and we'll finish the sail barge before celebration. So that's my goal.
Speaking of the 603rd, what's up to our channel members? Gio Flores, Andy Fing. Hi, hi, hi. Scotty Heron. Gregular noticed. Nice use of the Star Wars reference books. It's a laptop stand. Since this laptop is so much smaller than the other one, I wanted to prop it up a little bit because I feel like I've just been hunched over all day.
Yeah, you don't want your posture to be bad. I'm over here like.
I'm trying to sit up straighter. What's up, Joseph Cooper?
Cooper?
Cooper. What?
You went really high with that at the
What?
end. Nothing. You make me smile.
Cameron Story says, head to Japan 2 weeks tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm getting nervous about just the plane ride, even though we've taken long plane rides before.
This will be the longest plane ride we've ever been on.
I
by
guess
far.
maybe, you know what? Maybe it's all the weird shit happening in the news with planes. Could be that. Pardon my language, but it could be that.
Just
But I'm trying not to look at that stuff.
drop. Now I'm going to say it, but I almost said you just dropping a shit right at the start. And then I was like, wait, that sounds like you just took a dump.
But I guess I'm just like the plane crashing is definitely not an idea that is in my head a lot and like makes me nervous. I'm more nervous about just like being really uncomfortable for hours and hours. But I'm not usually that uncomfortable on planes. I can
You can sleep.
I can sleep on planes.
I can't.
I ordered a new headrest, or not headrest, but like head sleep thing that kind of like Velcro attaches to the headrest on the chair and then has an eye mask that you kind of like wrap around and attach. So it's supposed to hold your head up. Because like I'll sleep like this in a plane, but then my head kind of just like bobs the whole time.
And your mouth falls open.
And my mouth falls.
And
I'm
then
gonna have a mask on.
Someone takes a picture of it.
Yes, Alex loves to take pictures of me sleeping on planes and how awkward I look. You'd think all the pictures of me that he has on his phone are super hot. They're all terrible. They're all me asleep with my mouth open.
I don't need a picture of you looking hot. You look
Or
hot all the time.
They're
It's rare that you look goofy, so that's why I have to take a goofy picture.
or it'll be a picture of me taking a selfie and then I'll get mad. Yeah. Someone earlier, who was it? Come on, where did it go? MC Lego Boy said, did everyone remember to do their homework and watch Young Jedi Adventures? We watched the first episode of the new episodes. It's still season 2, but it's just the rest of the season 2.
So yeah, we have not watched all of it, but we did watch the first episode, which was very good. That show continues to surprise me.
Yeah, I won't throw down any spoilers, but it was a solid episode. Oh, Jensen says the sail barge is looking amazing.
It's getting there, putting up walls. A lot of wall building lately.
It's looking good. What's on the top? Does it have little like sails?
Yeah, there's like fabric sails that I'll put on at the end.
Cool. That'll be a nice touch. Oh, no Sarlacc pit. Does it come with a little Sarlacc to put on the side?
I do think there's a Sarlacc set, which is probably not big enough, but
we could probably make one.
Or maybe I'm dreaming. Maybe I saw that at David, his videos from the Lego Con. Like, I do think I've seen a Sarlacc Lego thing, so maybe that was someone's creation. I would have loved that as a kid. I always liked putting action figures or minifigs or whatever, like throwing them in a pit and then they disappear. Like, where'd they go? I always loved that. Trapdoors, stuff like that, and my Lego sets. Loved it.
Scotty Heron says, I got myself into a Rebels rewatch after really digging Pot of Rebellion. Probably doing some Young Jedi Adventures tonight, though. Yeah, I listened to the first episode. I know there was a new one out today, but I haven't gotten to it yet. I really like it so far.
I do too. It was nice.
I feel like
nice hearing them.
Especially since we know that they just all recorded together in person for almost all those episodes. They have really good chemistry, so.
You mean for the show? Not the podcast?
Yeah, for Rebels, they all were in person, so I think they got to know each other a little bit better that way. Scotty sent in a message that says, what do you think the real world equivalent for different Star Wars swears would be? Well, I don't know how
Criff is definitely
swear heavy we want to get. Dank Ferric.
That to me is like,
Sith
God damn
spit?
it.
What's Sith spit?
Like horseshit.
Criff, Ichuta.
Criff is definitely the F-bomb.
Yeah.
Because I've heard like criffing. Did someone say Mother Criffer? I feel like that happened, but
Carabast, Slimo, Fairfeck.
Slimo, I don't know that I would consider a full-on swear. Just an insult. Like that's slimeball to me.
Yeah. Maybe in the Star Wars universe, calling someone a slimeball is like a lot worse.
Ichuta.
That sounds
Go
like
criff yourself.
That sounds like a what was it? Shoot. What does he say in Severance?
I don't know what scene.
Eat shit.
Oh, devour feculence.
Yeah,
Oh
devour
yeah,
feculence.
yeah. I wanted to remember that.
Ugh, that was such an amazing scene. I'm not ready for the finale of that show.
It's just the season finale, not the series.
I know, but that just means we're not going to have it to watch for a while. Although the producers did say, hey, it's not going to take us 3 years to get the next season
Oh, that's nice.
out, so don't worry. Cameron Story, thank you for the super chat. Molly, highly recommend Lego Botanicals. Excuse me. Lego Botanicals, so cute. I have one of the Lego Botanicals set downstairs. I think it's the orchid.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have any of the other botanical sets. We have the bonsai tree, which is really cute.
Yeah, you built the bonsai tree. That's a botanical, I think.
But I know Jill has built a lot of the flower sets. The Kalinstagram asks, now that the schedule is out for Celebration, do we know if we're gonna do a meetup? We still haven't figured that out yet.
We don't know when. I mean, we'll do something, even if it's just like, hey, we're hanging out at a bar. Like,
yeah, it'll be away from the convention center. So, I don't know, what time does the convention end on Sunday?
I forget. They have a closing ceremony. It's earlier than the other days, but
yeah. Yeah, well, we'll have to figure it out. Because there's some weird gaps in the schedule,
I mean,
too.
like, I don't want to say it'll be away from the convention center. Like,
it won't
just
be
not inside of it,
inside.
probably, because
Well,
I don't want to get, well, I don't want it to sound like it'll be miles away.
No. We'll try. I mean, we don't really know what that area looks like, so
Yeah.
we'll try to figure out someplace within walking distance that isn't just like outside like London.
But Sunday seemed like a good day for it, because the main panel is in the morning, and then the rest of the day is a little more manageable.
We still got some time to figure all that stuff out.
We'll keep everyone updated.
As soon as we figure it out, we'll post it on all the socials and keep it like pinned and all that. Leonard Tusa, what's up? Welcome. Panels sound fun. Want to go to the Star Wars and Japanese cinema one. Yeah.
That one sounds cool.
I kind of like that there's not as many official panel. Oh, Hilo hit the camera over there. It looks fine though. Like, I know you have an Excel sheet and I need to look at that of like all the panels that you really want to get to. But I like that there's not as many official panels so that maybe we can get a chance to see the fan panels.
The day one sounds pretty busy. Because it's Mando and Grogu, the publishing manga panel, the regular publishing panel. I think that was it. And then there's Andor, Ahsoka, and Bit Reactor on Saturday, but you can only reserve for either Andor or Ahsoka. So I don't know how that'll go.
Yeah. I'm nervous about the panel reservation stuff, just because that's always nerve-wracking for everybody. The Gaze Electric asked if there's any non-Star Wars stuff we're looking forward to in Japan.
So much.
So much. We're going early so we can kind of explore the city. So we're definitely going to check out the Nintendo Museum. We're going to check out some shrines. Gonna go around to like Kyoto and what's the place with the deer?
Nara.
Nara.
Yeah, do a day trip from Kyoto to Nara. By the way, my phone is blowing up. Goose.
Who could it be?
Yeah, Goose and Sean. Sean Room, you might be in here.
I have that chat muted, or like it doesn't vibrate my
It's just
phone.
vibrating out of control. You might just have it on silent.
Oh yeah, there's so much stuff that we are excited to do and have planned. We're gonna do a night at a ryokan, which is kind of like an all-inclusive little hotel with like hot springs.
Hot springs and fancy food. I'm just excited to eat, really.
We were kind of like, okay, if we're gonna make this trip, if we're gonna go all the way out to Japan, we're gonna make it half work and half vacation. So we did plan several days of just exploring.
Now that we're getting close, I'm like, we didn't go early enough. It's just,
I know.
it does, like, it wouldn't have mattered. However,
Well, there's like so many
there's so
great
much to do.
little areas.
Yeah.
And the country's not even that big, so it's so tempting to just kind of
Well,
bop around everywhere.
it is pretty big, but like the most known cities are fairly Osaka, Kyoto, Tokyo, but like there are lots of countrysides we could have gone to,
But like the coasts from east to west is like not that
no,
far.
it's pretty big lengthwise, I think.
And like I know the bullet trains can take you around, which is really cool. But yeah, like there's Tokyo, there's Osaka, there's Kyoto. There's just like so many cool places. I'm just planning on eating until I can't eat anymore.
I'm kind of bummed that I don't think we're gonna have time for Osaka. We were like considering a day trip,
Yeah.
but I think I'd rather do Nara. So
yeah, it doesn't seem like as popular of like a tourist spot, but with all the wild animals just kind of roaming around, I was like, I have to see that.
I've people on like Patreon, on Blue Sky, several people have said Nara to me, and then we saw a video of Nara, and I was like, yeah, that seems rad.
Oh dang, RD Films is going for 3 weeks. Nice. See, like, if you can swing it, I would say just like spend as long as you can at a place like that, because we're just like, man, it's gonna go by so fast.
Yeah, it really is. It's our longest plane ride, and I think it's the longest we've ever been away from home too. Like out of the well, yeah, in country or out of country. It's like being away from home for 2 weeks.
I do know the rule about some ryokans and tattoos. What's an onsen?
You just have to, it's a hot spring.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you just have to cover it up.
Yeah. Like, cover it up how?
I think they have like wraps for you.
Okay. I mean, I don't have anything crazy. Just like these on my arm and then one on my foot. But the one at the ryokan that we're staying at is private.
Yeah.
It's in the room, which is really cool.
I'm still going to make you cover up your tattoos, though.
Oh, no.
Madam, please.
Boo. I'm going to make you get a tattoo when we get there and then cover it up.
I always think about it. I always think about it.
Goose was talking about it.
I know.
We should do it. Get something little.
But you got a tattoo in London and then regretted it. Not
Well,
the tattoo, but getting it right before a convention.
I got it in a bad spot to be out of town with. It was right on my wrist, and I was wearing long sleeves all the time, and it was just kind of like rubbing on a lot of stuff. Maybe, I don't know what I would get. Maybe a little Goomba?
That'd be fun.
The Nintendo Museum.
Well, if we're at Celebration, you get a little sake in me. Maybe I'll go like put something.
Sake it to me. Okay, let's get into some more super chats here. Dean the Machine asks if you had one Legends or non-canon story you could make canon, what would it be? For me, all of the Star Wars Holiday Special. Well, that's kind of a canon gray area. I would say
I would say
a
it's
lot of that.
they've referenced it quite a bit, but I don't.
Yeah, but a lot of that probably did happen.
I don't recall Art Carney or the guy with the hole in his head
Yeah.
being referenced, but this is kind of timely, and maybe that's why it's in my head, but see, I grew up with Shadows of the Empire and I always liked it, and now they just revealed like the book cover for the classic Legends
Mhm.
thing. And Shizor has been mentioned, Black Sun is canon. So much work went into that. It was kind of like the original High Republic in a way.
Mhm.
I don't think it was that as expansive, but the idea was that Lucasfilm was going to do everything they would do for a movie minus the movie. So it's like a book, a comic tie-in, a video game, a soundtrack. Like they put all what trading cards. They put so much work into it. Lucasfilm had more invested into the story than most other Legends books. So I was surprised when they did the whole Legends thing and Shadows of the Empire wasn't included in it.
Legends or non-canon story. The only thing that comes to my mind is the buff Hutt Jedi. And we might get a buff Hutt. There's all this talk about Jeremy Allen White playing a Hutt, playing Rada. He should be buff.
You want Beldorion?
Yeah, I want Beldorion.
We do have Gracchus.
I love what's his name? The little guy in the High Republic that we just met.
Oh, Churro.
Churro. I love Churro.
That's my sweet boy.
But I don't know. I want to see a Hutt Jedi that's, been working on himself. Inside and out.
You're right. Churro's done the mental work. He's like the most mentally health Hutt we've ever seen.
Yeah. Tully Quinn asks, was there ever fandom controversy between Thrawn trilogy fanboys and Shadows of the Empire fanboys? I'm sure there was.
If there was, I missed it. I was too young.
But yeah, I didn't read them, but when you read them, you weren't on like any internet forums.
I'm trying to remember when I first got onto like the Force.net, because I remember those early internet days and watching like Troops and Hardware Wars and the old parody films. But I was never on any message boards. It was just like me and my friend Chris would read the books and then talk about them on the bus. And that was the only feedback I got.
You had your own little book club on the bus.
Yep.
It's cute.
I'm trying to remember it might have been Beth Revis, one of the Star Wars authors, in her like acknowledgments at the end of the book, mentioned her school bus book club with her friend. I was like, oh my God, I did the same thing.
I think a lot of kids probably did that. I was thinking about this meme that I saw last night, and it was like millennials or like elder millennials are like the elves in Lord of the Rings who are the last ones to see the light of the
two trees.
The two trees. Like saying that we saw the light before technology just kind of like took over everything.
We know what it was like to live without it.
Yeah. And now we're all addicted to technology. Yay. Gregular asks for our thoughts on Light and Magic Season 2. I'm excited. I'm a little bummed that it's only going to be 3 episodes, but I'm like, at this point, I'll take whatever I can get.
Yeah.
Because I really liked the first season.
I thought the first season was really good. So yeah, same. Happy for more. I'm glad that they're gonna go like more into the digital side of things because they really kind of glossed over it at the end of Light and Magic, from what I remember. Like so much of it was like 2 episodes about A New Hope, and then one about Empire, one about Return of the Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest of it was like kind of rushing through Jurassic Park and the prequels and that, and
Yeah.
like we can slow that down.
They really did a lot to just talk about how ILM got started, which was great. And I loved getting to know all the like interesting details for that stuff. But they did kind of glaze over a lot of the stuff in the later episodes. These are directed by
Joe Johnston.
Joe Johnston, which will be fun. Let's see. Scotty Heron gave Pot of Rebellion a try after y'all mentioned it and really dig it. They've said they like to have all sorts of people on as they get rolling. If y'all were hypothetically gonna join for an episode, which episode would you want to be on for? Oh God.
I mean, Pie in the Sky would be like Twilight of the Apprentice or the World Between Worlds.
Yeah.
Maybe one that would be more realistic is the one where AP5 sings.
That would be really cute. I don't know, like honestly, I'd be psyched to talk with them about any of the episodes, but
Yeah, I wouldn't be that picky, I don't think.
because like if we couldn't pick one of the big ones, because I don't think anyone wants to listen to that podcast and hear us talk about those episodes. That should just be them. So I don't know. I want to like a funny, silly episode with like some silly Sabine and Ezra fighting.
Yeah, or like the Purrgil actually would be fun. Their first episode, and we can talk about how everyone complained about filler.
Mhm.
It's like now the Purrgil are so important.
Yeah. Secret Cargo would be fun
Yeah, that's a
to
relevant one.
kind of tie into Andor. What's up, Sean Room?
There he is.
I don't know about y'all, but I am not addicted to technology. He says to his phone, laptop, and 2 bonus monitors.
Literally texting me moments ago, Sean.
Sean says he would want Trials of the Darksaber.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Ooh, it'd be cool to have one with Maul, like when Ezra meets Maul. And
That's-
like
yeah.
let's go ahead and throw Sam Witwer on in there. We've done a live stream with him, sort of, so we could give him a call. That would be really fun. I'm not expecting them to ask any other like YouTubers or podcasters
Yeah, me neither.
to be on the show. It's probably going to be just special guest Sam Witwer or Katie Sackhoff,
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze Jr., other voice actors. Let's see. Bakey, thanks for the super chat. My fiance is willing to watch Andor season 1 and 2 with me. Should she see Rogue One first? She already knows it's, quote, the movie where everyone dies. See, I'm so curious for what she might think of Rogue One if she waits to see it until after Andor's over.
I agree.
I
would say wait.
If she's willing to wait, I'd say wait. Like, I think that could be a fun experiment. Unless she doesn't want to feel experimented on, that's totally okay.
Take a lot of notes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Spoilers for Rogue One. Whoops. Oh, bringing Jason Isaacs on would
Yeah, that'd
be
be fun.
so good. Very much enjoying him on uh White Lotus. That's him, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
I always think about the Patriot when I see him. That was like the first movie I remember him in.
I just think of Harry Potter.
Yeah. I mean, that's the bigger thing he was in, but I just remember the Patriot so well growing up for some reason.
Although I'm really enjoying his character in White Lotus. Maybe going forward, I'll just think of him and all of his like exasperated facial expressions of just being like, "My life is ruined," and then being on Lorazepam, just like chilling.
Lorazepam.
Dean the Machine says, "Get matching interlocking tattoos of Mando, Alex, and Grogu, Molly, that hold each other when you guys push them together."
Aw. We talked about getting the Starbuck tattoo before, the Starbuck Anders tattoo.
Yeah. That one, it's like, I just like the design of it, but it is huge. It
And I
would,
like that you can like put the arms together to
yeah.
make it link up. Always thought that was cool.
I need to like bite the bullet and get something on my upper arm right here because I've got stuff on my lower arm, and then if I get something up here, I'll just be more inclined to like start filling in the gaps. Scotty Aaron Heron asks, "Why do you think the Jedi games introduced stims as a healing mechanic, replaying Outlaws? And I really like the choice to go with back to vials."
The stems might be full of Bacta. Hmm. I don't remember what's in the stems if they even talk about that.
I like the little sound effect that they make.
So in my D&D game, I am an artificer, and I made the Eldritch Cannon, and I named him BD Gun because a lot of times he can shoot stuff or be a flamethrower, but he can also heal people. And so yesterday we all needed some temporary hit points, and so I had BD Gun shoot syringes into everyone.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
They could
But
roll.
helpful, I
They could
guess.
roll to catch it like Cal does,
Okay.
but not everyone did.
Yeah, I don't know, like just calling it stems doesn't sound like it would be back to, but
Yeah.
maybe just like a caffeine hit.
Drugs, please.
Oh, Daryl Cooper in the chat says, "Finally started watching Skeleton Crew. It's so good." Right?
I keep thinking about it.
It
I'm
is
like,
so
I do
good.
want to watch it again. Just maybe I'll watch that on the plane. I've been having the itch.
Like the first episode I think is the one that I watched the most times. And it is so good.
It's like I kind of just want to watch the last episode again, but it won't be as good without the rest of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how long it would be to just kind of binge the whole season.
Probably like 6 hours,
Probably less than that.
5.
Fanporium asks, "Have y'all seen Pink 5, the parody series about the Valley Girl X-Wing pilot that was just off screen for the whole original trilogy?"
I
So
almost
good.
mentioned that one too when I brought up Troops.
Is that
and
new?
No,
Oh.
it's like late 90s.
Oh. I have not seen
Troops,
that.
Hardware Wars, like these were some of the very early like internet videos that people early fan films,
Hmm.
and Pink 5 was one of them.
That sounds right up my alley. I think I would like that
You'd probably
a
like
lot.
it, yeah.
Recovery Hacker says, "If you skip the recaps and the credits, it's actually less than 3 hours."
Really?
That's shocking.
Huh.
But I do feel like there's a lot of recaps and
Yeah.
credits.
I was guessing that they were like 40 minutes each. I know episode 3 was pretty short.
Some of them are 20, 30.
No.
Not 20, but
20
like
minutes.
28 maybe?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, the credits for each episode are like 5 to 10 minutes alone.
Yeah, I do know that. Well, yeah, maybe I'll just watch that on the plane.
I know. I need to start making a list of things to download to watch on the plane. I've already got a couple movies. I watched like a whole season of Drag Race on the way to London, which was really fun. So maybe I'll do that again.
The amount of preparation I do for any flight is insane. Where I'm like, I mean, I need the options, and I have my Kindle loaded up with books and movies and stuff, and then I'm like, I'm gonna play my Switch.
Yeah, you've got 30 hours worth of film and television. You've got 7 books. You've got a bunch of backup stuff downloaded to the laptop, and then you end up playing Metroid.
I'm gonna play Metroid
on the Switch for the entire time.
Well, Atlanta to LA is 4 hours. I can beat that game in 4 hours. So it's like a good way. This, I'd have to play it 3.5 times.
Talk about bad posture. Playing the Switch on the plane. What do you look like?
Well, sometimes I put the little kickstand up and I put it on the tray, and then I have the Joy-Cons.
I've never seen you do that.
Why are you being like this?
I've never seen you
Why are
do
you being
that.
like this?
Oh man, Sean Room says, my flight is leaving at like 1 a.m. I
Oh.
should probably sleep, but likely will just play Pokemon and watch a movie I've never realized I wanted to see. Yeah, we've talked about this before, but Alex likes to watch terrible movies
I
on
do like
planes.
a good plane movie.
Like whatever is on the onboard movie selection. So like
it's not necessarily a terrible movie. It's just like something that could have potential, but I'm not going to give 65, the dinosaur movie with Adam Driver in it. I'm not going to give that a shot at home. I'm just not. But on a plane, and I'm like, oh, it's 80 minutes? Sure. And it wasn't good.
Ooh, we get free wine
International
on
flights,
international flights on Delta, so we should do that and watch like Morbius or Madam Web or something.
So I did put on Morbius probably when we were going to like Sean and Jill's wedding or something, and I think I watched 40 minutes of it and was like, no. It wasn't even plain movie good. I watched a lot of the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched 10 yet, so there is that.
Oh, we could watch, what's that Jason Statham movie?
The Beekeeper.
Beekeeper?
I remember watching Fast 9, I think on the way to London, and our friend Zach was sitting next to me, and I just remember at one point something we had timed it up so we were watching it at the same time, and something happened and we both just went,
oh god.
Like, come on.
Or we could just watch RRR like two or three times.
Don't tempt me
in a row. Since watching that in a theater, watching it at home, like on a smaller screen, just like does not hit. The music sounded so good in the theater.
Yeah, that movie's amazing.
But if I had headphones on, it might still sound really good.
That was the first time I watched RRR was on a plane on my laptop, and
I know.
I loved it. You were there.
'Cause you were
there the whole time.
Giggling and laughing and like crying and like having every emotion, and I was like, what is happening?
One of the best movies ever made.
I agree with you now. I'm glad I didn't watch it on the plane for my first watch, though.
But that was another thing where I was like, two people told me that I would love it, and I was like, it's 3 hours long. Now I'm like, that's not long enough. Make it longer. But it
does not need to be longer.
It took a lot of like convincing myself, and then when we were on a flight, I was like, okay, this is perfect. I will give this movie a shot. And then I was mad that I waited so long.
Did you ever watch Bullet Train?
Yeah, I watched that on a plane.
You did?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was that great plane movie. Like, it was so fun.
I might watch that because that one looked interesting.
Yes, I liked it a lot. It was just perfect plane movie is all I can say. Like,
And that reminds
it's action, it's comedy. It's something that I was like,
RD Film says Bullet Train is horrendous.
shut up, Mono. Nah, man. On a plane, that was a great time.
Well, okay, so plane movies are in a different category for this, I think. That reminds me.
I mean, it's not a movie that I've watched since, and I don't want to like own it or anything, but if you're just like, I need something to do for the next hour and a half,
Yeah.
I liked it. I know Mono is a man of more
A
culture.
connoisseur.
A man of more culture than I am, but
Yeah. That reminds me of the Apple TV film, I think it was, with George Clooney and Brad Pitt.
Wolves. Like, I'm kind of interested in that, but
I don't know if that would be on there since it's like an Apple thing, but
probably not.
that's a film that we were both like, oh, that looks good, and then we never watched it.
Sean Room, did you watch The Gorge yet? I think you mentioned you were going to, and I would like to hear because that was something that I was like, that looks all right, but
Mhm.
I mean, that's just every streaming movie to me. I'm like, I'd watch that on a plane, I guess.
We could watch the new Netflix movie with Chris Hemsworth and wait,
Is it Extraction 3?
is it Chris Hemsworth
Because if so, yes.
or the other Chris? And what's her name? Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, I've seen people talking about that.
It got like terrible ratings, and it was like a super expensive movie to make. And Electric State, that's what it's called. Chris Pratt. Okay, the other Chris. Boy, he'll just do
Which
anything,
Chris?
huh? That one would have to be a plane movie.
Yeah, I don't really have any interest in that. It's like cheesy
Sean-
action movies. That's where I live on a plane.
Sean says, "Oh hell yeah, I watched The Gorge." You mean the 2026 Oscar winner for Best Picture, The Gorge?
Are you being serious? Was it really good? I can't tell.
Hard to read inflection in the chat.
He seems excited.
Laserbolt says Electric State was not all bad. I had some fun. I gathered that much, I think. Like, whenever stuff comes out, especially if it's like a streaming thing, and people are just like, oh, the ratings are terrible. I'm like, yeah, but
Yeah, there's no stakes here.
This
Like, you can
feel-
sit
yeah.
down and throw it on.
this feels like an easy movie to pick on. Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to some super chats. Dean the Machine says, if you can get Edward James Olmos to play a Star Wars character / general role, what would you have him play? Any other BSG, not Katie Sackhoff actors?
Oh yeah, oh man, I could talk for days about BSG actors.
Let's
probably.
get Baltar in there.
Oh yeah, James Cavill. Like,
Ooh.
I love that whole cast.
I do too.
Uh,
They all have very special places in
all
our
right,
hearts.
let's start with Olmos. I see him as like a Republic general. I don't want him as an Imperial. New Republic, something about like Republic during the Clone Wars speaks to me.
Mhm.
Kind of like a Yularen figure. He's in charge of a Venator class Star Destroyer, of course. Just like I'm just putting him in Battlestar again. Let's make him a Republic commander that has his Venator, and when the Empire rises, he doesn't follow suit. Like, he fights back in his outclassed Venator, fighting against Imperial Star Destroyers.
Mhm.
But also during the Clone Wars, he's just fighting droid fighters. It's basically the Cylons again. I didn't
Uh-huh.
even really mean to do that, but
Hmm. I don't know if this would work, but I would want Edward James Olmos to play Porter Engle.
Mm.
And then have like a different actor play him when he was like younger as like the Blade of Bardata.
Could be Hot Dog, is
Yeah.
James's son, or Edward James Olmos' son. Uh,
But that would be
I
fun
kind of like
to
that.
like
Yeah,
see him play, since you took the route of like Imperial commander type role. I was like, what kind of Jedi could he be?
I like Porter. Old, retired, grizzled,
Grizzled.
called back into action one last time. Yeah, that's where he lives.
That's where he lives.
uh,
I would have to have Trisha Helfer as like someone. Who could she
Sure.
play? She would make a good like
I mean, she's very like femme fatale. So
Lorna
if they,
D.
mm,
I don't really see her as
I don't
as
either.
that.
Because I like that Six in the show isn't just full on evil.
I could
Misguided at the start.
I
But
could see her kind of like teaming up with Kira to do something
yeah, I
for
like that. Like a
Crimson
Crimson Dawn
Dawn.
lieutenant. I like that.
I keep thinking of uh Lucy Lawless and her like reporter character in Battlestar.
Hmm.
Who's the reporter gal in High Republic?
Oh yeah. I can't remember her name, but yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be kind of like a similar role. And like Lucy Lawless is great, so
What about Hilo?
mm,
Tamo Pinnickett?
he'd have to be a Jedi.
Yeah, he's too good. Like,
He's kind of an Elzar man type,
I can kind of see that.
where he's like always conflicted of like what the right thing is to do.
But yeah, Hilo's always like the moral compass of everyone on that show.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing him as a Jedi would be good. But I also want to. What's Paul Ballard? Is that his dollhouse character?
Yeah.
Who's just constantly getting the shit kicked out of him. He doesn't care.
Paul Ballard needs a prequel spin-off show where it's just like Magnum PI. If you guys have never seen Dollhouse, highly recommend.
We've seen it several times.
It's so good. I mean, it's another show made by he who will not be named, but it's so good, and I keep thinking about it because dang it, what's her name that's in Severance? The Asian girl.
Oh yeah, Gemma.
Gemma.
Is November.
She's basically playing her character kind of from Dollhouse, and that is just wild to me. They were just like, who has a really good like base level, no emotions faith?
Really practiced that, yeah.
Yes, that is the one with Elijah Dushku.
It starts off a little like, it's okay while they get the premise set up. But I remember we just stuck with it, and I think it's episode 6, maybe 4. But there's a moment where we were just like, holy crap, like this show just got really interesting really fast.
It just, and I hate that they rushed to finish it.
Well,
'Cause,
they
like,
had to.
The second season, yeah, they knew they were gonna like get canceled or whatever, so the second season is just like wildly different, but it's still good. The first season is just some of the best television ever. Maybe we'll download that and watch it on the plane. That was a good question.
Apollo can just be an X-wing pilot. I'm trying.
Sure, all the pilots work
Pilots are still pilots.
either way.
But we never did. I like Gaius. I would want him as like a sleazy senator or something.
Have him be like a, not Bib Fortuna, but like a similar kind of role, maybe. Or have him be a grown-up Elon Sleaze-Pagano. He's written a book.
Uh-huh. How to go home and rethink
And
your
he
life.
has a cult
Yeah.
of followers. Oh my god, that works.
Well,
That works so well.
yeah, it weirdly does.
I'm mad that that works so well. Hi, Steven. We're talking about Battlestar Galactica characters, actors who would fit well in Star Wars, and we've actually come up with a lot. There's a lot of crossover there.
What was it that came up recently? I can't remember why.
Fanporium says, "Can you imagine if the guy who played Crashdown got to play a Sith apprentice?
I don't know.
That would be
I don't know.
wild."
Crashdown? I don't see it.
I don't see it.
I don't know if he would make it in Star Wars.
He doesn't seem like the type that can do a solid, gravelly, dark side voiced monologue.
I'm trying to remember when we first watched. Yeah, when we first watched Battlestar, The Force Unleashed had come out, so I did know. I was like, oh, it's Starkiller.
Mm-hmm.
But I also remembered like Sam Witwer was in Dexter, and I think I really remembered him from The Mist.
He was in Dexter?
Yeah, season 1. He plays someone who pretends to be the ice truck killer.
Whoa. Part of me remembers that, but that part of me is asleep. I don't know. That's rolling around in here somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Man. The Mist is a crazy movie to think about, too.
He was really good in that.
He was. Yeah, we saw that in the theater, right?
Yep. That was like early in our dating, too.
Mm-hmm. It
And I
was
was like-
crazy depressing.
Yeah, and
Giovanni,
we
you are
walked out of that, I
correct.
was like, welp, that wasn't the best date movie.
That
but...
has... I will warn you, if you feel like watching it, it's a great movie, but the end of that movie will leave you feeling quite haunted. But sometimes that makes for a great movie.
I mean, it stuck with me. Like, I remember The Mist very well.
Yeah, it's a Stephen King story. Oh, Maddie Gunner asked a good question. What's everyone's first date movie? That's funny. One of our friends has, or had, I'll say had a go-to first date movie.
Fellowship of the Ring?
No.
Oh, Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ashton.
No.
That's right.
Dude, Where's My Car?
Mhm.
Honestly, great pick, because I love that movie.
Yeah, but that's not what he was expecting.
Right. He was
Which I do think is hilarious that if he had picked you up and you'd be like, yes, absolutely, let's watch
I'd
Dude,
be
Where's
like,
My Car?
don't touch me. I am watching cinema.
He's like, this is not what I thought would happen.
But yeah, he picked that movie because he assumed they would get bored of the film and do other things. So that doesn't really count. I don't know. If we had a first date movie, Blues Brothers, that was really early on.
I don't remember the first movie we watched together. Maybe Shaun of the Dead?
I know I came to your
Yeah, we watched Blues
tech
Brothers.
apartment. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead,
Because
maybe.
that's how I was dressed when you met me. So.
Yeah, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah, I don't remember our first movie together.
Steven says Attack of the Clones was one of my first date movies. Solid pick. Sean Room says, my mom's first date movie was A New Hope. Can't top that. No, you cannot. The Night Whisperer? I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
Maddie says, first movie I took a girl to see was the Pokemon movie. And her brother came?
That's
oh no.
adorable.
But did you cry, though? That is an emotional film. I just remember I know I remember going to see Pirates of the Caribbean a lot, so one of those might have been a date. I can't remember. That's a good question though. Scotty Heron sent a super chat in and said, "Fast and the Furious marathon on a plane, melt your brain." Yeah, you would come off that plane a lot dumber, I think, if you sat and watched all the Fast and the Furious movies.
I definitely have gotten like less into those. Like I really liked Fast 5 because it's just a dumb action movie, and then I don't know. I don't think they've struck quite the right balance since then of like, yeah, we know this is silly,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's like we know this is silly and we're not going to take it seriously at all. And like, okay.
I think Barbie would be a really good first date movie
It's
for
a good litmus test.
a good litmus test, exactly. Especially if you're a man or you're male presenting and you suggest, hey, let's watch the Barbie movie. And it's not just like, oh, you're girly, I think you're girly, and this is a girly movie. I think it's, especially if they've already seen it, like, yeah, I think it would be a good, like, bonding moment for a first date.
What do they? No, you should watch The Godfather and explain the whole movie like they do in Barbie. Watch
Yeah.
Barbie up until that point, and then if
And
she
then
says,
say,
"I've never seen The Godfather," you go,
turn it
"Wait," and then
off.
you turn off Barbie and you put on The Godfather.
No, don't do that. That would be awful. Yeah, I guess you're right. Make or break depending on the post Barbie discussion.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
But first date, so it's like, let's find out real fast.
Mm-hmm. The fast fascism joke in Barbie is one of my favorite history jokes in a movie ever, says Scotty. I need to rewatch that movie.
It's I got it for you for Christmas
You did.
and a couple years ago. So you can watch it whenever you want.
Lightspeed Bear, thanks for being a member of the 603rd. I love Solo, but I can never understand why Val needs to blow up the bridge. Can't they just lift the carriage out without destroying the whole train?
Actually, no.
Actually, no.
They have to separate the cars. I'm not going to explain this well, but like the track kind of holds the cars together. They cannot lift the top train unless the bottom part falls off. It's something like that. But when you watch the train go off, you can kind of see it like disconnecting.
Yeah, there's like it's like magnetic almost. There's a top and a bottom piece.
Yeah. That said, I still think Val could have done something different.
Yeah, it seemed like kind of a needless way for her to go out. And I think
I just remember being disappointed that Tandy Newton wasn't going to be in the movie more. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, well, okay.
yeah, I realized that they needed to maybe lose a member of their little group that they had going. But did it have to be her?
They lose Rio.
Yeah.
So,
That was a hard one to lose. Dean the Machine says Trisha Helfer and as Satine, so she and Katie can play together again.
aw,
That would be great.
that'd be cute because they're besties.
They're besties. Apparently, Trisha Helfer lives in Atlanta now.
Oh, really?
We never see her. Why isn't she hanging
Where?
out at Dad's garage and all the nerdy bars? Jim Dodger sent a super chat in and said Gaius Baltar equals Rush Clovis.
Yeah, I can see that.
See it. I like I'd want to try, like he's such a good actor and he has great range, so I almost don't want to give him kind of a Gaius Baltar type
Sure.
role cuz I hated Gaius the first like 2 times I watched Battlestar, and then by the third time I was kind of like, all right, I guess I get it.
I still don't love the cult plot line for him, but everything else is great.
Yeah. Hello, Asti. What's up? Thanks for the super chat. You walk into Celebration. Quote, is that the Damons? Oscar Isaac shouts from a table. Star Wars Explained. I love you guys. Diego Luna yells from an opposing table. Who do you want to talk to first? Oh, God.
Well, in this insane hypothetical, I'd make them fight over me. Oh no, stop.
You take a pull cue and break it over your knee and throw it
I
down.
thought you were going to say pool noodle, and I was on board.
No. Well, there's 2 of us, right? We can tag team. One of us goes, I'll go to Oscar Isaac.
Oh, okay.
You go to Diego Luna.
I wanted to pick Diego,
Okay. Good.
so I was surprised.
Well,
there, that worked out.
and then we can be like, hey, Diego, hey, Oscar, like, my other half's just over there. And then shortly, we're just a big group. And we can chit chat. And I can talk to Oscar Isaac about how gay Poe is. Or maybe bi. Probably bi. Definitely
Definitely
bi. Sean Room says floor beers with Diego and Oscar would hit so good. Oh, yeah. Oh, I wonder if they're going to do alcohol at that convention center. I don't know what the
Why wouldn't they?
vibe is.
I think they
in Japan.
probably will.
You gotta get a good light little day buzz for shopping.
That's how we wind up with
Oh,
the Newt Gunray cup. Where is he? Where'd he go?
I don't have the Newt Gunray one in here. The Queen Amidala one.
Oh, there's the Amidala one.
You moved because it wasn't officially licensed. Oh,
It may have been, but
that could be something fun to talk about. So we got to pre-record a question for the live stream that Star Wars did with Diego Luna. And
Tony Gilroy.
Tony Gilroy. And that was really, really cool. We did that several weeks ago, but they were like, you can't have any like non-licensed stuff in the background. And we're like, oh God. So we're like going through all of our stuff back here, taking out all the non-licensed stuff. I don't even know if we got everything out that we were supposed to, but
If we snuck something in, it wasn't on purpose.
right. But it worked out great. And her question was the last question, which was kind of cool. Ooh, Steven says, I got the Jar Jar mug, Tiki mug celebration a few years ago. Tiki mugs are something that I've really tried not to start buying because
That feels dangerous.
it feels dangerous. Like I could just easily want to buy like every Tiki mug I see and start a collection, which is tempting. But our dear friend Sean Sullivan does collect Tiki mugs, so if I see any cool ones in Japan, I'll grab them for him and not for me. Or maybe 2, one for him, one for me.
If they look cool, I mean,
If they're like really, really cool.
yeah.
I'm not a Tiki mug connoisseur like he is. LOSD has another super chat here. Would you rather be haunted by a ghost with an aggressive crush on Alex? Have Molly transform into a werewolf on full moons? Or give Ashton vampirism? So, make Ashton a vampire. A ghost
I think I could handle you as
with
a
an
werewolf.
aggressive crush? Why? Is that a period joke? You making a period joke?
No. I would never do that.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to get yelled at.
I might just pick giving vampirism to Ashton because
Why?
that's the least problematic for us.
Us? He's gonna come straight. He's gonna find out we gave him
No.
vampirism, and then he's gonna come eat us.
That's not part of this. That is not a stipulation, according to what I'm seeing. He would never know.
How would he know?
How would he know?
I was gonna say you as a werewolf. I think it'd be fun, and you'd probably be cute.
Oh, I'd be
Cute
cute.
werewolf.
I'd be cute.
Yep.
Every werewolf thing we've ever seen, they're never cute.
You'd be the first one.
I'd be like, I don't know, I just want to go dance. That is a fun question, though. Everyone in the chat's like, Alex treading on thin ice, Alex sleeping on the couch tonight. No, I saw an opportunity to jump on him to accuse him of
And that was funny.
making
I
a period
did not even
joke.
consider that.
I knew in my head as soon as I read the
I
question.
could handle you being really mean once a month.
Yeah, I knew as soon as I read it that was what you're gonna pick. That seems like the safest pick. Scotty Heron asks, doing yard work while I listen. Wait, hula hoeing? What is that?
Hula hooping?
Hula hoeing? I like hula hoeing better. And raking all the desert weeds. Which Star Wars character do you call for help with cleaning up the yard?
I feel like Chewbacca would always be down to help you do anything. No, Nubs. He's looking right at me. Nubs loves plants.
Who has like a lot of stamina?
Nubs.
Yeah.
And he'd be happy to play in your garden and stuff. Like, he'd probably plant flowers and make it more beautiful.
Oh, that's true. Oh, a hula hoe is like a desert specific tool to pull up weeds caused by the roots here. They're all really weak. Oh, interesting.
Never heard of that.
Wrecker would be a good choice too.
Yeah, Wrecker would probably be down to help.
He'd
be like, Wrecker, can you help me move? And he'd be like, yes.
He'd bring
I'd
his
love
own
to.
truck,
Uh-huh.
his own back brace, his own pizza.
Yeah.
For
just for him.
For afterwards. Dean the Machine says, I bet Diego, Oscar, and Pedro would be so much fun to hang out with together. I agree. I mean, any of them alone or all of them together, I feel like would be so much fun.
Yeah. I love Oscar and Pedro's friendship.
I do too. It's not fair that two men that good looking are friends.
Mm-mm.
And can be
Not
friends. Are you done building?
I did my 4 bags, so I mean I could keep going if you want to.
No, I'm hungry. We should probably go downstairs and eat dinner. But Scotty has another super chat here. Alex, favorite giant Star Wars critter. Molly, favorite small critter. Small critter. There's so many.
Bird, maybe.
There's so many good ones in Young Jedi Adventures. I don't know if I can pick one. Honestly, the little spiders are really cute.
In Young Jedi Adventures?
The tarantula.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I forget what they're called.
Aren't they pretty big?
Well, there's babies.
Okay.
There is a big one. but then there's little ones.
Okay.
Little critters. Maybe Nyx. Nyx is little.
The Shio bird from Fallen Order is what I thought of first. The one on Kashyyyk that Cal like rides from the origin tree down. I always thought that one was pretty cool.
Samuel Rogers says, for the big critter, I like Big Iguana from Revenge of the Sith. Boga?
Chicken horse. God, I hope you're real.
What's that from?
The Arlnauts
Jedi
Party thing.
Zilla Beast, that's a good one.
I'm pretty sure a lot of my friends like Jedi Party more than they like actual Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I'm
They
not surprised.
love Jedi Party. I do too. I think it's very funny, but they quote Jedi Party so much.
I don't know, like all my favorite little guys in Star Wars are little guys. I wouldn't consider them critters.
Like Grogu, like just little guys.
They're just a little guy. Yeah, maybe.
What about just the actual iguana from The Empire Strikes Back?
On Dagobah?
Yeah. I'm just thinking of like
he's
the
a star.
real world.
He's iconic.
Yeah.
He didn't know he was going to be in such a big famous movie.
No, I'm asking you, like, where does he rank on your little critter?
Oh, very high.
Okay.
It's high. It's very high. All right. I think we're going to wrap up there, guys. We need to go make some dinner. We got some tacos to make. But thanks for hanging out. We should be streaming next week.
Next 2 weeks should finish the sail barge.
Yeah, next 2 weeks. Hopefully we can finish this bad boy and
So I'm like,
find a place to put him.
I think I'm done with all this. So it looks like next I'm going to build the deck, and then I can put all the characters on it.
Ooh, yeah. I like that. Yeah, that Jabba figure with how big it is, he needs to be on display.
Well,
I like it.
he's down here on his little throne.
Well, I want him on display. Make a throne on the top.
No, it's not how the instructions go.
Do it. All right, guys. We'll see you all later. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you to everyone sending in super chats and to all of our channel members. You guys are what keeps this channel running. And we'll see you again next week. Bye.